Hello friends, have a nice day. Now we are to discuss the 11th chapter entitled No Way Out. That's from book the first of Charles Dickens' Hard Times. The chapter portrays the industrial life, the problems at Yorktown, as well as Stephen's personal sufferings against his wife. Industrial effects in Cocktown is presented in this chapter. It is filled with smoke which trails like monstrous serpents. Mr. Bounderby's factory in the morning is seen as smoke, clattering of clocks, ringing bells, polished and oiled machines. Machines are referred as mad elephants which are made ready for the entire day's monotonous exercise. Hundreds of hands are there with hundreds of machines. So the hands, they are another than the laborers of that particular factory. As much as the work is done inside the office, it sends its negative effects to the outer world like smoke. Even if it rains, the work continues inside the factory. At noon, during his lunch break, Stephen goes out and reaches the house of his employer, Mr. Bounderby. The house is towards the hill and it is guarded completely and also shuttered outside. He sends his desire to visit his master through the servant of the house. He is permitted to meet the master only after ensuring his name and nature, as if he is without any troubles. He didn't create any troubles to the master, only ensuring that he is permitted to enter into the house. Even before giving him a space to reveal the reason of his visit, Mr. Bounderby makes some of the limitations, like to avoid unreasonable things, demand over luxuries, complaints against anyone. But actually, Stephen does not visit his master for any of these causes. Instead, he is there to get his master's advice for his personal problem. The way he expresses his personal problem proves its fact. As he describes his problems against his wife, the lines in his face goes deepened. Even before he explains his wife's nature, it is already known by his master. But Mr. Bounderby first says of her nature casually, as if she becomes drunkard, leaves her work, sells furniture, pawns clothes, and so on. So all this nature of his wife doesn't stop with her life but also affects her husband. At least some 20 times he would have searched for her and brought her from lying on bare ground without consciousness. He has bore himself with all these sufferings. At once she has left him, and for that too he has paid her. For the past 5 years he has paid her. He cannot accept her return as he does the last night. He is ready to work hard. He can face any kind of hard and sad life, but is unwilling to face these shames. He is poor in his strength and energy also. He wants some advice to solve his problem and to separate him from his wife legally. Even he is ready to spend as much as he can towards the fees for that legal divorce. Mr. Bounderby does not give importance to his problems, whereas sends him away with the words as if it would cost more than his capacity. The master has simply informed his hand that he has to bear with the relationship. Bounderby thinks of his past life as pathetic, whereas his laborer's suffering does not touch him. He can at least guide his laborer the way to come out of his sufferings. But the master wants only the labor without considering their welfare. So it completely portrays Stephen